Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel Trading Secrets. This channel is for entertainment purposes only. For those of you who do not know, my name is Ali. I have over 20 years experience teaching accounting, economics, business and law through this channel. I'll be providing some stock analysis and a quick update on the $1 Million Challenge. So if anybody's not aware of this is a journey of an investment of $1,000 to a return of $1 million over a period of 3 years using a strategic or compound return investing. So the objective is try to get 201 trades, each with an average return of 3.5%. It's not 201 consecutive trades, we do take into account losses. So for further details about how to join us for less than $9 a month, information is available in the description below. In today's video, we're going to be looking at MMTLP and an update in the lawsuit with a $3 billion demand and also triple damages. We're also going to be looking at ticker symbol SNOW, Snowflake, which released earnings yesterday and a huge beat, and right now the stock is up close to 34%, and it's also one of the stocks that we were watching in the Discord. So before we get started, let's have a look at what's happening in the market. So first of all, economic numbers coming out. The important ones today were the jobless claims. So we're looking at 213,000 versus an expected 220,000. So good news there. And in terms of existing home sales, 3.96 million versus 3.93 million. So again, good news there. And we can also see here from CNBC, the Dow Jones is jumping right now 500 points as investors are looking to rotate out of the tech into stocks linked to the broader economy. And I can see today Amazon and Google are down, many other stocks are up however. But let's now have a quick look at Nvidia's earnings. So overall the earnings was a beat, and revenue was up 95% to $35.1 billion, and it beat the forecast. However, the stock was a little bit inconsistent and it did go down, and that was with a view to the future outlook. From our Discord stock news channel, we can see that Uber are in talks with the US IPO of China's Pony AI, and in terms of SMCI, which has also been featured in the channel, we can see it was trading higher today, and it announced plans to submit compliance to the Nasdaq. So good news there for everybody holding SMCI, and also shared news with regard to Citron Research. They have stated here they remain bullish on Bitcoin, but they have hedged a short position on MicroStrategy, ticker symbol MSTR. And finally, I would also like to share with you some latest stock projections from our Discord, also shared in the live general trading channel, and these are in particularly the ones that we're looking at is USAU, again rated as a buy, TCOM rated as an outperform, and also ticker symbol SQ rated as neutral. Let's have a look at ticker symbol SNOW, also known as Snowflake. This is also a stock that I personally hold, and yesterday we broke news in the live trading chat channel where the earnings per share of 0.20 beat the expectations of 0.15, and revenue of $942 million also beat the expectation of $898 million. So great news there in terms of Snowflake. So let's have a look at an overview of the actual earnings in terms of a beat. In terms of more in-depth breakdown, we can see that there was a beat for product revenue guide by 5.6%. There was also a beat for revenue estimate by 4.7%. In terms of the Q4 guidance, we can also see there was a raise for the Q4 product revenue guide by 2.6%, and there was also a raise for the annual product GP guide from 75 to 76%. So let's now have a look at the actual margins. So we can see here in terms of the product margins for the third quarter 2025 expected, we can see here product GPM 70.7%, and overall for the 2-year revenue we're looking at 30% growth, compound annual growth rate. So that is excellent. In terms of cash and equivalents, they have currently approximately $2.15 billion in cash and equivalents. So a great strong position and healthy for them there. So in terms of the chart here, we can see as soon as news broke, its stock went up from approximately $130 to right now trading around about $172.05. So an increase close to 34%. So in terms of the long-term opportunity and the bigger picture, Snowflake right now is still in the early innings. We're looking at approximately 1% of the $350 billion TAM for cloud data platforms. So right now, large enterprise deals, these look at approximately $50 million in annual contract value for the quarter. So that will certainly grow for Snowflake. In terms of AI is shaping industries. The need for data is also going to grow, and Snowflake with its usage-based pricing model and innovative product suite is certainly going to benefit from this. So finally, this in terms of the earnings, it was a beat. It proved that headwinds like iceberg are surmountable. So that is certainly one of their excellent products that they have. In terms of a long-term projection, I do believe this could hit $300 by 2026 easily. I'll look at MMTLP and the update for triple damages, and what Scott has posted here is that Schwab and himself are executing a ceasefire this morning, and the judge is evaluating the motion for declaratory judgment to shut down FINRA. So the judge has not ruled on spoliation of evidence issues with regard to Schwab, nor is arbitration. However, the judge has dismissed with regard to GTS and FINRA claims that have now been abandoned, and these are claims for RICO and CFAA. So the judge did not allow that. The judge, however, has given an extra 20 days to file an amended complaint with new counts allowed, and these are the ones that are looking at, in terms of Scott, he's looking at the Clayton Act securities fraud, and these are going to be against FINRA and GTS. So he's dropping RICO, he's dropping CFAA against Schwab, but he's adding on the 2 security fraud counts against them. So these will happen within the next 20 days. So it also states at the bottom, pleading and proof standard for the Clayton Act is much easier than FRCP 9 for securities fraud, and it also allows for triple damages just like RICO. So that's positive. So overall, the judge has allowed the defendant's motion to dismiss in this case with regard to Ari Rubenstein and GTS and FINRA, etc. However, Scott now has an additional 20 days. So let's have a look at this filing from the US District Court, District of Vermont, and we can see here Scott versus Rubenstein, assigned the judge, Chief District Judge Christina Rice. The demand here was for $3 billion, and this was for racketeering and RICO. So remember, these are no longer being pursued. So let's have a look at the docket text filed on the 19th of November 2024 by the court, and we can see here there is an order granting a motion to dismiss filed by the defendants Ira Rubenstein's GTS. So it's a little bit of a success for them for now, but with an extension. So the motion to dismiss for failure to state a claim filed by the defendant in terms of FINRA, and also the plaintiff states that he abandons his RICO and he abandons the Computer Fraud and Abuse Act is in terms of the claims against the defendant. The FAC does not plead any claims against GTS defendants and FINRA other than RICO and CFAA claims. So the court dismisses the plaintiff's claims against these defendants. So that's why Scott will now be reevaluating that, and the motion to amend the filing must include a red line version as well as non-red line reproduction of the entire amended filing. So these are the key points that Scott will need to pay attention to. The plaintiff's recent filing, docket 88, is therefore non-compliant because the plaintiff is self-represented. The court will grant him 20 days for the date of the order to file a motion for leave to amend, i.e. change, that complies with the local rule 15. So the judge is giving a little bit of an additional time, but it must include a proposed second amended complaint that sets forth the claims and the relief that he seeks. So that's the overall summary there. So in terms of one of the comments here, what Greg has stated is, when you say you are not buying your damages threshold, are you referring to the $290 per share and 2 days of position close only that you were seeking? So the response from Scott is, neither. I tried to get over the CFAA $5,000 minimum damages claim to proceed, and my purchase share average couldn't push me over it. So that's because Scott does not have too many shares. I think it's just in excess of 300, and it was always a stretch to pull in CFAA because of the damages requirements. So in terms of GTS and FINRA, obviously that is now going to change, and the issue at the time was to give up those attacks and hit elsewhere, which are now going to be the new securities additions claims in terms of the update within the next 20 days. And finally, the latest update from Scott in terms of a ceasefire in Vermont between himself and Schwab. So another update there, and again he states here, we're going to wait for the judge's ruling to arbitrate or not to arbitrate, and that is the question. So not a great update there from Scott, but it's not yet over. Finally, let's finish off by giving a shout out to savvytrader.com. This is a website where I share all my buy and sell alerts, and today I also shared another buy alert for a stock that is expected to have earnings next week, and I'm quite bullish on, and right now at time of editing I'm up over 4% on that stock that I invested in today. So go ahead and check that out. Right now I had 15 events in the previous 3 months. These are all the buy and sell alerts, so you will get these almost live. And finally, thank you very much for watching. Please stay tuned.